Hello, Yakri here with another Warframe video. This time we're going to be looking at what makes Rhino so great. Now, Rhino has 4 very useful abilities. None of his abilities are really useless even when he's on his base stats, right? His charge is moderately good at moving you forward through a level, and its ability cost is not too bad with the combo window that allows you to recast it at a reduced cost if you're spamming the ability. The knockback and ragdolling on the charge makes it reasonably good CC, and the damage is actually not too low for a level 1 ability. And Iron Skin over here is a quite useful armoring ability. It has a 3-second invulnerability window, right? Where if you take damage, it will be added on to the shielding that Iron Skin gives you. It's not actually a shield, it's essentially just bonus HP that does not benefit from armor in any way. Other than that, your base armor, right, increases the value of the fairy armor bonus you get, right? But it doesn't benefit from your armor value damage reduction, right? So this is an extremely good ability because it also makes you immune to status effects like magnetic procs, toxic procs, knockdown, that kind of thing. It makes Rhino very resilient above and beyond just giving him more hit points. Your roar is also extremely good because it multiplies final damage of weapons and of Warframe abilities. This makes Rhino one of the most versatile damage boosting Warframes in the game. The only downside is that you can't recast it after initially casting it, so you gotta make sure you get all your squad mates who are gonna need the bonus when you initially cast. Now, Rhino Stomp is a powerful CC ability. The base range is huge at 25 meters, and all enemies are lifted up into the air and unable to act. The base damage is alright, but not fantastic, and the base duration is fairly high, meaning that Rhino can be built as a CC frame. However, we are going to talk about an interaction between the augment on Rhino's charge and the augment for his Iron Skin, and the ability for him to be built as an extremely tanky nuker. Alright, so with the mods I have equipped, Rhino has a nice 7,000 base fairy armor on his Iron Skin, and his duration is a bit crap, but, you know, we've pretty much gone all in on power strength. So for this build, power strength really is all that matters. So my 2 arcanes here are not going to be affecting anything. It's parkour speed and more energy when you pick up energy. We've built for full power strength. Of course, it's a little bit moderate compared to what you could do because I haven't maxed out blind rage or transient fortitude. And you could also have augur secrets here instead of armored agility. Additionally, if you could sacrifice some potential max HP on Iron Skin by getting stretch instead to hit more enemies with iron shrapnel. So, Iron Shrapnel and Ironclad Charge are what really make this build work. Iron Shrapnel allows you to detonate Iron Skin, which additionally gives you the ability to recast it, so that you don't have to just wait for your Iron Skin to be broken by enemies attacking you. It deals 100% of the remaining health of Iron Skin as puncture damage to enemies nearby. Now, this is particularly good because we're going to have a way to boost the HP of Iron Skin quite high. I mean, 7,000 base damage is pretty good for an ability already in Warframe, but Ironclad Charge is going to allow us to get it much, much higher. So, Ironclad Charge has this base bonus for each enemy hit increasing Rhino's total armor by 50%. That total armor is then factored into the base power of Iron Skin, right? Which is then multiplied by power strength. So in a way, we're kind of double dipping on power strength. Power strength benefits Ironclad Charge, right? Increasing your total armor. And then the more your total armor increases, that number is then multiplied by your power strength, right? So 244%, so that's 2.4 times whatever that number eventually gets to on Iron Skin, right? So more power strength is really good, and more base armor is also really beneficial as well, because Ironclad Charge multiplies your base armor, which is why Armored Agility and Steel Fiber are really useful. There's also a kind of a silly build you can do with the Broken Scepter that you get at the end of the War Within, I believe. That weapon you can press X to over an enemy corpse to cause health orbs to appear out of it, right? Then you can get the health conversion mod. You can slap that on here. I mean, probably in place of Armored Agility or Primed Flow. That'll give you a huge amount of armor. If you can pick up a bunch of health orbs really quickly, and then slam through a crowd of enemies, and then activate Iron Skin all in a short time period, or perhaps slam through a crowd of enemies and then activate its X before your Ironclad Charge bonus armor runs out, right? Then you'll have incredibly high armor for activating Iron Skin, right? it's just a little bit too much work to really do most of the time. But I've heard of people say that they've done it, and so clearly it is an option. I'm not a huge fan of it. Okay, so let's take a look at what we can actually get with this setup, right? So let's get some fairly high level enemies. So I don't kill them too quickly. I tried level 70 enemies earlier. That was a little bit too easy. So we'll go with level 100, and let's do Ard Butchers. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's see how high we can get our Ironclad charge, right? Alright, so first off, I need to status proc them a bit to get growing power going. Come on, there we go. That's 404%. That's not bad. Let's take a look at how high a bonus that gets us. Okay, 24,000 ferrite armor and iron skin. That's pretty good. Let's see how fast these guys are taking down my iron skin. It's a bit fast at this level. They are level 100 enemies, so you know, they're doing fairly high damage, but still, this is quite a bit of tankiness for just standing around. If you actually tried to evade them, it'd be a lot better. But what if I hit more guys? All right. Oh wait, I didn't do growing power first. All right, come on, let's get a little growing power buff here, and 539% better, right? This gets us 30,000 iron skin armor. All right. Well, it's not. It says ferrite armor, but it's basically bonus HP, right? Okay, so let's up the ante a little bit. All right, there's a few of these guys, and we can kill them pretty easily too with that explosion from Iron Skin. It does pretty solid damage as long as you hit a good number of enemies with it. Let's up the ante a bit and get like 20 of these guys. Okay. One of them still running around there somewhere. Huh? Okay. Well, that's fine. Alrighty. Let's get a bunch of these guys running around. I'm doing butchers incidentally because this way, without making myself invulnerable, I can actually like dodge their attacks, not take any damage, and then you know, hit a bunch of them. Okay, so growing power, boom! Wow, that was terrible. Damn. I think we need to up our game a little bit. Let's pull out the Telos Bolt Ace. This might take a little bit of a luck to get an optimal hit on, right? But this will suck enemies in, allowing us to charge and get a huge bonus on the charge, right? 600%. That's, I probably didn't get up fast enough. Oh, 36,000 ferrite armor. Now, you actually can't really see the full craziness of this in the simulacrum because many people seem to have the opposite opinion for some bizarre reason, but you will typically have a lot more enemies like clustered around you in an actual mission than you normally do in the simulacrum. Like, you really have to put in some effort to pack in the enemies as densely in the simulacrum as they would be packed in an actual mission, right? All right. Let's try that out. Oh, there we go, 900%. That's a little bit closer to what I might expect in a mission. 52,000. Now, you might think, all right, 52,000, but Yakri, that's only 52,000. I mean, like, I think Inaros can get like 40,000 DHP if he has like his, you know, his DR tether up, and you build him for full tank. Not Inaros. Fuck, I meant to say Nidus. Yeah, I want to see some crazy numbers, absolutely crazy numbers. Oh, I don't need to go here. Well, there's actually a way for us to do that, and the other way would be that you could get for example, Arcane Guardian max ranked. That would be a huge benefit. And then you could, no, what's the thing I'm thinking of? Arcane Guardian max rank would be a huge benefit. You could also get, max out all your power strength mods and get over 300% power strength. And that is a way you could get even higher the numbers than this. However, there is something we can do in the simulacrum to cheesily simulate getting a truly epic amount of enemies hit. Now this is the one way I can kind of tilt things the other direction. I'm gonna have to use invincibility here and actually get more enemies in a group in the simulacrum than I would normally run into in a real mission, right? Because typically in a real mission, I think somewhere before you get to this many enemies, the game would stop you from spawning so many dudes in, right? But as long as we spawn only direct masters, we get a fuckload of Kubros coming to murder us, right? Okay, all these little doggies just want a piece of us. I guess technically they're not quite the same as the Kubros. They're still cute though with their little bat ears, you know. Anyway, let's suck these guys in. Boom! 3,900%. That's 192,000 ferrite armor. Now, you might think like, all right, you're not going to pull that off in a real mission. Well, you could do it in a real mission. It's a little bit more difficult, but especially against factions like the Infested, you know, they have some mechanics where they will spawn a bunch of extra enemies. in, and you could potentially suck them all up with the Telos Bolt Ace and really get a huge number on there. Yeah. Additionally, if you have some kind of boost so that you can get a larger percent with fewer enemies hit, for example, let's say you play with a squad, everyone runs growing power, you've already got 300% base power strength because you leveled up your power strength mods higher than me and you used augur secrets perhaps. Maybe you even ditched prime flow and just decided you only needed one ability cast to pull this shit off. And you run Equinox in the squad, and Equinox boosts your power strength by another 60%, and you have Nidus in the squad, and he boosts your power strength by another 60%. Pretty soon, you're looking at like 400 and something power strength, and you also run Arcane Guardian, you could probably get like over 300,000 in a real mission, so... it just depends on how you want to stack it. Personally, I'm pretty happy just getting 50,000 most missions, and that is quite good, honestly. Let's see. I'm not actually sure how well this is going to do versus heavy gunners, but why don't I just go and explode this versus some heavy gunners and see how it does. It took out half their HP. That's not too bad, honestly. For a nice little explosion there, but what can you expect, really? These guys have crazy EHP. Keep in mind, that was about 170,000 base damage I just dealt to those guys. And half HP'd them. Armor is a hell of a drug. What can I say? So anyway, you know, there are a lot of other good things about Rhino. His damage boosting ability with his roar is fantastic as well. His CC capabilities are great. It's kind of hard to pick just one thing, but I really enjoy this combo. It's one of my more favorite things in Warframe, just because it's an actual, like, neat interaction where you have one augment that works well with another augment, and then you can do this kind of playstyle where you charge through a group of enemies and explode your iron skin and then reactivate it and end up with a really high EHP all the time. You're immune to most enemy CC things in the game and deal a lot of damage. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really like it, and it's what I normally run on Rhino if I'm not doing him for some like special use where I need to focus on damage buff. Plus, you do get like 20 seconds on your roar, so you can use it for yourself and allies. In a mission, it's just not, you know, optimized for it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, really helps me out. And I will see you all next time. Yakri out.